Tonight at the Internet Cafe, music on the web. Want to launch a new band? The place to do it is fogworld.com. These guys sent an email to the Beastie Boys and now they're producing a CD for them. Virgin Records has a website that'll link you to more than 100 cool music sites. Meet Severe Tire Damage, the first band ever to perform live on the Internet. And want to mix your own music tracks? Check out Mixman, it'll get you dancing. Plus, free software, the Real Audio plugin, music clips, and the famous Macaroni Macarena screensaver, all coming your way in our Cyber Blast. Music on the web, tonight at the Internet Cafe.
The Internet Cafe is made possible in part by Intel. One innovative idea always leads to another. Now there are connected CD-ROMs that link rich multimedia with related information on the Internet. For connected CD-ROMs, it's the Intel Pentium processor.
Hi, welcome to the Internet Cafe. I'm Stewart Cheifet here with Jane Wither and Andrew deVries, and we're talking about music on the web. Andrew, you're a musician. You played with a band. You did that whole bit. You starved like a musician. I want to ask you, we've talked about in the past, leveling the playing field, democratization, access, all those wonderful things the web does. Does that apply to musicians? Does the web make it easier for you to kind of break through that stranglehold that the record companies have on new artists?
I think it really does. You see a lot of new sites now for independent labels. You see bands that otherwise had to go out and hand out flyers and try to sell tickets, get their mom to come to the show. Right. Now they can put that out to an audience of could be up to like 40 million people can go on their website, a living flyer, and go see what's...
With audio clips?
Right, with audio clips and just, download that information. And I think it's really...
In a form to even buy the CD.
Right,
so
you
really
can buy it and everything.
Store.
So it's opened up a whole new thing for music.
So you could restart your career.
I may just do it, actually.
Well, it's really good for me too. I don't necessarily consider myself a musician, although my shower voice is pretty good. But I will say it's a great opportunity for me to be able to sample music, so I can, try it before I buy it, which I think is a good thing.
Okay, music on the web tonight at the Internet Cafe.
So I always wanted to be a rock star. I was a musician. I played in Hollywood. I went out and promoted the band all over. It was hard. We tried to get people to come in, see us. Get my mom to come in to fill the audience.
Flyers.
Right. Exactly. Now it seems like the internet has kind of opened that up and given musicians a power. What's your experience with that?
Well, I think certainly regardless of what happens, it's going to always be about the music. It's going to always be about. If you're a bad band, then I'm not sure anything is going to really help you out other than practice and maybe some better songwriting.
Right. But you got to get the word out.
Yeah, given you've got a good product and you want to get it exposed to a global audience, it used to be that you had to, go the long way.
The traditional route.
Yeah. Like you were starting to do, and try to get maybe Miracle of Miracles signed to a major label that could maybe get your record all the way to Tokyo or all the way to wherever around the world where people might then buy it.
Right.
And also get exposed through MTV.
Right. In fact, a lot of bands had to go to other countries, like Japan, to get famous and then come back.
Yeah, soul bands and that kind of thing had to do that. Yeah. But I think what's interesting, and I found this setting up my website, which is fogworld.com. It's Fog City. It's really possible nowadays for an independent band or independent label, in my case, to set up an internet website, and if you organize it well enough, and if you do your homework, I think that it's possible to really reach that global audience, either almost for free. And get noticed. Yeah, I mean, there's websites out there that are more than eager and willing, that are usually run by music fans themselves, that are more than willing to help you out and for free. And reach like 40 million people, potentially all that are on the internet. Anywhere. So when I go to one of those sites, what am I going to find at Fog City? Well, on our site, we've got links to audio clips. We've got our whole first release available online. You can listen to it in its entirety if you want to. It uses and these are audio clips of actual tracks. Yeah, well, it's not just clips, it's the whole record. Oh, really? It's online. Online. Yeah. So people can download that. How do you listen to that kind of stuff? Well, you don't actually download it, that's the thing. You listen to it using this Real Audio plugin, which is realaudio.com. You go there, you get this free plugin, free software, and then you can listen to this anywhere in the world. You can listen to the record. And it's just like a little record player on your computer? It sounds like it sounds when I explain it like you're giving away a record, but you're not really. Right. Because it still sounds kind of like AM radio. So people, if they like it, are going to still want to buy the record. So the quality's not like it's not quite good enough. CD. But I think it's probably going there soon. Yeah. Into that. Yeah. Although then people might start to get worried, because you don't want to give away your record. Right. But, Right. So, okay, so you can put audio up on your site. What are some of the other things that bands are doing? Well, we've set up what's now a fairly large mailing list And so now if the bands, if Galactic, our main act, is coming to San Francisco, I can send out a message that I know is going to reach 100 people in the Bay Area that have joined my mailing list through the website.
So instantly, basically, you can send out something, an email that
Where
says...
I used to have to spend all day stamping or flyering or
Right.
making postcards, that sort of thing. Now I just bulk mail, email, basically, for the most part.
And it goes
and I
to
can
them...
reach fans, promoters, musicians, other clubs that maybe in the future I hope to get booked at, all that kind of stuff.
Kind of instantly they can get it
really.
and see it and hopefully come to this show.
And there's some potential that they actually will read their email and then maybe come to your show.
Right. Well, that's great because, I mean, flyering and things like that, it's such a random thing whether you're going to really hit your audience. And here it's like you're really targeting.
You know that the people you're reaching have already asked, because they've seen your site and maybe they've been able to listen to the record.
Right.
They're interested in seeing you.
Right.
So, the other thing I should mention is that I've set up another site, sort of trying to give back to the web from the kind of research that I've gotten from it. It's called Groove Guide, grooveguide.com. And if you're a new band, especially if you're playing the kind of music that I'm involved in, funk or acid jazz, as sometimes they call it.
Groove Guide, heavy groove, right.
You can go there and you can find out, you can get in touch with promoters, you can get in touch with, look for what gigs are happening in a certain city for that kind of music.
So it's kind of like
clubs, promoters, radio stations, TV, all that kind of stuff.
So kind of like a search engine for the funk world kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Hi, I went and saw this great band last night. It's 3 Days Stubble. They're totally alternative geek rock. They're fun. They've got a great webpage up. If you ever get a chance, check them out. If you're tired of being serious, if you're into having fun, go see them. Check out their webpage. It's totally worth your while.
How you guys doing?
Hey there.
Okay, you guys are from Philly, I understand, my hometown.
Yep.
A lot of musicians coming out of that town, right?
Schoolie D, John Coltrane.
The Roots.
On and on
The
and on.
Roots.
All right, now you guys are into another way of combining music and PC technology before we get to the web stuff, which is something called an enhanced CD or an ECD. Explain what that is.
It's a new format, and it's the same as a standard CD in that it lets you play music in your stereo, but then when you pop it in a computer, it also lets you play interactive video and multimedia content.
All right, and what is the video? What's the multimedia content? What kind of stuff would I see on my computer?
Well, we focus really heavily on video and full screen stereo quality video. And so on the Beastie Boys disc, which is one of our projects, there's 40 minutes of video on it. But there's also other content like audio samples from different records, and then you can also mix audio, some other stuff.
Some slideshow. We have a cool thing that lets you pan around them on stage, and you hear the audio in 3D.
Yeah, QuickTime VR movie of their studio.
All right, now what's the stuff you're working on right now? I mean, what's the coolest, newest thing you're doing on ECD?
Well, a project that we're really hyped on is Dr. Octagon, which is this experimental hip-hop project. And we did a new video for their single, which is Blue Flowers. And we also have this thing with Cool Keith, and it's a funky little thing, and you have to check it out. And also, it's got a connection to the web, and so that we have this little mixer in it so that you can mix samples, and then you can download new samples, and people can trade samples, stuff like that. And so it's got a very strong connection to the web.
All right, so you're connected to the web. You also run a website called turntable.com. And what's on Turntable?
Basically, we've got links from all of the CDs that we create, so you can download new content, but we also have content up there for people who don't have our CDs. We've got some very rare Jimi Hendrix and Miles Davis footage that our
Not only
parents...
audio, but video clips, too.
Yeah, exactly. And from when video cameras first came out. And then we've got some interactive stuff as well. We've got a scratch pad up here.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's sort of pull this one up here on your website. Where's your scratch pad? Right there. And what can I do on the scratch pad?
Basically, you have this beat from DJ Kubert, who's the DJ from Dr. Octagon, and you just put your finger over our logo there and scratch away.
All right, I'm in charge.
A little fader as well.
And this is a shockwave plugin, right? So you need shockwave to be able to do this kind of stuff.
Exactly. And lots of memory.
Yeah, really. All right, now let me go back to another thing. You said you're working with the Beastie Boys, and it's an interesting story as to how you guys got working with the Beastie Boys. Tell me that story.
Well, it was back in '94, and we were working on our first project, which was another enhanced CD, one of the first actually. And at the time, the web was mosaic and gray backgrounds and blue buttons, and but their site was one of the first, and so we sent email to them because we were big fans, and we thought it was like a great idea if we did enhanced CD with them, and so from there it just took off.
You got the deal through email.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go wandering around.
Didn't have to deal with the record
doors.
companies, nothing like that.
All right, now let's get back to ECDs for a minute. Are there really some cool ECDs out there you would recommend looking at?
Yeah.
Like what?
There's one called Header that's from this company in the UK, and it's really cool. It's basically a compilation of different dub, techno, hip-hop labels from the UK, and basically it lets you mix the audio and video in really new, innovative ways. And basically it represents the future of ECDs as far as we see it.
Where do you see the web type stuff going? Is this really going to become a serious distribution mechanism for music, or a real consumer
It is
end?
a serious distribution mechanism right now. First of all, you know, there's the online stores and stuff like that, but then there's also all the independents that they can get their music out to the public in new ways, and that's what we're really excited about. It's not like the big names, it's more like the underground.
We also have a player up on our site for the Dr. Octagon CD where the users can actually sample the songs that are on the CD before they even buy it or even go to the record store. So
and eventually, you know, when there is satellite or a cable modem or whatever technology, you will be downloading real-time video that's, you know, high quality. But right now, this is a great combination of the CD and the online connection. So you have the high bandwidth video right on the disc, and no waiting, nothing like that. And but then you can download new content to plug into it. So it's like a great marriage.
All right, cool. Well, I want to play with DJ Qbert here.
All right.
Hi there, I'm Danny.
And I'm Todd.
From IUMA, the Internet Underground Music Archive. IUMA is a promotional tool for artists to get their music heard.
That's right. 15 to 20,000 music lovers per day visit the site.
We build web pages for artists, including songs, basically a lot of free music for everyone to enjoy.
And then we'll provide fast connectivity for fast downloads on the net.
IUMA started by artists, for artists, to empower the artists.
That's what we call disintermediation, a way for the artist to go directly to the end user with his music.
So, Michael, let's talk about these fan websites. This is pretty exciting because I think there's a whole bunch of stuff we can get at a fan website that I probably would never see at the record company's websites. What are some of the things I might see?
You're going to get sound clips of band songs. You're going to get QuickTime movies. Some fan sites are rather elaborate in that they're put up by, you know, pretty decent computer programmers. So sometimes you'll actually get a screensaver. Lenny Kravitz has a fan site done by a guy at MIT where you can download a screensaver for Windows that has sort of an animated, you know, Lenny video clip,
waving.
you know, dreadlocks waving about, and that's the only place on the internet you can get a Lenny screensaver. Smashing Pumpkins have screensavers, guitar tabs if you're a musician. A lot of times you can get past interviews with bands, say, reprinted from various magazines or newspapers. You can hook up with user groups. If you go on American Online, for instance, there are a lot of fan sites where you can actually chat. You can go into a chat room, say there's a Smashing Pumpkins discussion going on.
Notes on
you can
what you thought
compare
of the
notes.
last
Oh, I really
album.
love this song. Oh, I hated that song. Are you upset that, you know, they kicked the drummer out of the band? You know, things like that fans like to discuss. They'll stay up all night talking on the phone, but here they can talk to somebody in Japan or, you know, in Hawaii if they want to about these things.
Let's talk about some websites that you like in particular. What are some of the sites that you think are more compelling than others?
Some of the more compelling sites are some of the larger bands right now is where you tend to find more traffic, like Smashing Pumpkins have a lot of fan sites. They tend to be pretty elaborate. Grateful Dead has tons of fan sites. It's sort of become a virtual parking lot, you know, like since the Dead isn't on tour anymore, people are swapping bootlegs of you know, concerts.
So now they're finding community through the internet instead of in the parking lot,
Exactly. So they're able to trade tapes back and forth. They're able to trade sound clips.
Now, a lot of that was cooking, too, I think. You know, they were cooking meals.
Oh, you can get recipes for vegetarian burritos.
You can get recipes
for their brownies. And I mean, you can find pretty much anything on the Grateful Dead sites. a lot of newer bands like Future Sounds of London are pretty active in the internet. They're sort of an ambient band. They actually use the internet. They had one album that came out called ISDN. The two guys in the band collaborated on the recording of the record via the internet over ISDN, so they were actually swapping things back and forth.
So that's more the band itself, but for the fans, or the
fans were able to
websites,
connect into it. So the fans
at the same time.
At the same time. So the fans
Wow.
were able to stay up to date, and the fans were swapping back and forth information. Oh, did you see they were using this type of synthesizer? I mean,
so you must be a pretty big music aficionado to be getting into that level as well.
Well, I think there are a lot of people out there. I mean, fan magazines, fan clubs have always been popular throughout sort of rock and roll. I mean, ever since like the 50s. So this is sort of a new market where fan sites can actually compete with the major labels. Some of these sites look just as good as the major label sites. Some of these sites have more assets. I mean, people are devoting a lot more time to the fan sites.
It was the 9 Inch Nails site I think we were talking about earlier. That just blew me away. I mean, that was very slick, very professional looking.
It's very slick. I mean, a few record companies, Virgin EMI are spending a lot of time on their websites. Most record companies are, but most don't have the resources to put in the amount of time that these fan sites do. I mean, you have fans from all over the country contributing things to these sites. Totally committed. Yeah. And they might have a staff, if you think of it, like of 100 people contributing to their website on a monthly basis. And most major companies don't have a staff that big. Maybe they have 2 or 3 people taking information from their press department.
So it's nowhere near as dynamic as it would be at the fan website because they're constantly making additions and changes to it.
Exactly.
The one thing that I had a question about was I think at the fan websites we have bootleg copies of videos of concerts. We've got bootleg copies of music itself. What about copyright infringement? I mean, I would think that there's a big threat here with this whole issue of having the complete song sitting at some of these websites.
Sure, it's an open issue right now legally. I mean, some websites are debating whether or not to apply for a BMI or ASCAP license. Those are both 2 services that provide music performance right licenses. And so a lot of fan sites are kind of skittish right now about sort of testing the waters legally. They haven't really been that defined.
Nobody's caught them yet, or shut them down?
Some have. Some websites. There was a website supposedly for the Specials that shut itself down because they were getting some flack about having older archived sort of bootlegs of some of the early, the early Specials, AKA. Assets up on the site, and the new Specials didn't really know if they wanted to be associated with that, and I think they were a little bit worried about whether or not they wanted to test the waters. A lot of record companies are going ahead, they're getting the BMI. Some of the more commercial sites like iMusic have BMI licenses, and the fan sites, by and large, I think are
kind of
waiting.
Walking the edge.
They're walking the edge until things are more legally defined. Right now, there's nothing set in the books that say that this is copyright infringement. It's basically accepted that if they're selling advertising on their site, or if it's a commercial venture where they're using the music to try to make money, then it's obviously copyright infringement. But these fan sites, they're not selling advertising, they're just tossing up the clips.
And they're just having a great time.
Yeah, I mean,
they're sharing information and passing it around to each other.
Exactly. I mean, they're scavengers. They're going all over the net, they're finding whatever assets they can, and they're presenting it to the fans. They're not going to get involved in the legality of it.
I was very impressed with a lot of these sites. They're very compelling and finding out information about these musicians that I probably never had. They really are artists when you start to look at the fan sites. Thanks a lot for your time. It was really interesting.
Thank you.
On tonight's Cyber Blast, we're going to send you 9 music files, about 4 megabytes of data in the next 120 seconds. What you see here over to my right is the actual data moving through the TV signal and into your PC. To get the data at this speed through the TV signal, you need something called a TV modem, or you can download the files from our website using your regular modem. Download time at 28.8 will be about 30 minutes. If you need information on the TV modem, check out our website at www.pctv.com. Let me tell you what we're sending you. First, a really cool multimedia screensaver called Macaroni. What it is a bunch of dancing elbow macaronis moving to the beat of, you guessed it, the Macarena. It is very well done, high-quality artwork and music. Have fun with it. Next, we're sending you 7 music clips from classic rock and roll favorites. These are each 30-second sound clips, and they feature the Beach Boys, the Beatles, Cream, Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd, the Rolling Stones, and The Who. These are all from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame collection. Finally, if you want to add music, sounds, or any kind of audio to your web browser, you need something called an audio plugin. Well, we're now sending you the Real Audio plugin, which will let you stream real-time audio in your web browser. It's about a 500K file, and it should really enhance your web experience. Remember, if you need information on how to use or find a TV modem so you can do the fast download of these files through the TV signal, just check out the Internet Cafe section of our website at www.tctv.com. You can also find information there on how to download the same files through your regular modem. So the download is just about complete. Have fun with the music clips and the Macaroni Macarena screensaver. That's it for this Cyber Blast on the Internet Cafe. I'm Laurie Anderson.
Ecstasy.
Hey, you guys, what are you doing?
We are playing Mixman. It's a CD-ROM. Lets you remix music on the computer.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I do?
Let me show you how it works. The way it works is you have 8 songs that you can choose from, and each song has 16 tracks of audio that you control with the keyboard.
Okay.
So what we do is we pick a song, like I'm going to play Planet Soul right here, press the mix button, and the numbers up there are the keys on the keyboard. Each number has a different sound.
Okay.
So I'm going to press play
Ecstasy.
and go for it.
So just touch anything?
Yeah, hold down 9. And press plus, you'll lock it in. And now let go. Let's say you want to add something else.
Okay,
so like hit C.
Okay, how do I leave that on?
If you press the space bar and now let go.
Okay. Now what? This is kind of fun.
All right, so. Lock number 2. Now, check this out. Watch this.
Take me down. Take me down.
No, not quite.
All right, now let's talk about you guys. Severe Tire Damage, you guys are famous. You started this whole business of doing concerts on the net, live concerts on the net, sort of the Milton Berle of this whole business here. You started it all. You remember that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's 3.5 years ago. This is like ancient history, right, when you started this. And we didn't have most of the plugins, most of the tools we have now. Now, how were you able to put a live concert out on the net? And tell us the whole story of how it happened.
Well, it's very strange. We were playing a gig at Xerox PARC, which is right here in Palo Alto.
Which is, by the way, where they invented the mouse, the graphical user interface,
So this is like just a corporate bit. Right?
Yeah. It turns out our drummer works there, you see.
by the way.
Okay.
And so he got us the gig, but it was for the opening of their fitness center, you see. So it had nothing to do with technology.
Yeah.
And we're playing a few songs, baking out in the hot July sun. It's 93, and that's probably 93 degrees too, you know. It was really hot. And then people are dancing in leotards in between our songs, you know. And coincidentally, that very same day, this guy, Van Jacobson, who's one of the pioneers of the internet, is giving a talk at Xerox about this new technology, this M-Bone, this multicast broadcast technology that lets you send live audio and video over the internet.
And he's doing it on the M-Bone.
And he's sending his talk out over the internet as an existence proof of his new technology. And when he finished his talk, they turned the cameras on us. We became the first band to perform live on the internet.
And
People in Australia were watching us.
We actually got somebody from Australia who verified that they watched us
live
that day. They were
Now,
probably watching the aerobics teachers.
now, how do you do this? I mean, this is not an easy feat. We can't do this with the normal stuff. So, I mean, how does the M-Bone let you broadcast a concert so everybody can watch this thing?
It's a new way of addressing the internet. Actually, not so new, but when the next version of the internet comes out, it's actually going to be available to everybody at home. Same thing we did a couple of years ago is going to be available widely.
Wow. All right, now another thing you guys did is there was a Rolling Stones concert, right? And that sort of was promoted as the first live concert on the web. What's that story?
Well, about a year later, after we went on the internet, the Rolling Stones wanted to promote their Voodoo Lounge tour. So they said, we will put 20 minutes of our Dallas show on the internet. We'll be the first band on the internet. Well, everyone on the internet, it wasn't us, it was all these other people around the nation, all these computer people.
They got on the Stones case because they didn't remember you.
Say, hey, it was Severe Tire Damage. So they said, well,
okay, we're not the first, but we're the first major rock band on the internet.
The Stones said that.
Stones said that, at which point we decided if you're going to be like that, we're going to open for you. And
of course, who can stop you?
Yeah, it's the internet. It's completely anarchic, so it really doesn't matter. We had the opportunity to open for the
So you were sort of the unauthorized virtual opening act for
and we closed for them, so I think we're the only band in the last 20 years that the Rolling Stones closed for us.
All right, now, are other people doing the same stuff now? I mean, are other bands saying, hey, this is an opportunity to perform if we can't otherwise get out
Well,
there?
there were even other bands that beat the Rolling Stones out there. They came after us, of course,
right.
but, you know, they...
Well, but more recently, See You See Me provides a way for multiple viewers to watch, and there's other people doing stuff on the web. Cranberries, Smashing Pumpkins.
Right.
There's a couple of net radio, using real audio so that you can actually receive live broadcasts via real audio.
Now let's talk about your website, the STD site, because there's a lot of cool things on there too, which really kind of put me in charge again. First of all, you got this like viewer cam thing where I can actually pick which musician I'm looking at, which camera shot I've got.
That's right. While we are broadcasting live on the multicast backbone, on the M-Bone, you can go to our website and you can go to the camera control page and choose where you would like the camera to look. You want a close-up of the drummer or a wide shot of the band. And so while we're playing, we see the camera jumping all around as people are controlling it.
And you also, I have my own mixer, right? I mean, I can mix the concert the way I want it.
The same thing we do with the camera, we did with an audio mixer. So if you want to hear more bass, if you want to hear more guitar, you just turn it up on your web and it comes out that way on the M-Bone.
And another thing you have, I think, is I can like make my own CD from your songs or something.
The same ideas we took from the M-Bone, where you can mix the audio yourself while we're playing. We did the same thing on our CD. Well, we have a standard CD that we can sell just like any other band. We also have over 1 gigabyte of data at our website. Somebody can listen to our songs if they like Steve's vocal, if they like my vocal, if they want to hear acoustic guitar, if they want to hear electric guitar.
Put it together the way you want.
They can pick it. Track 2, they want to hear electric guitar, they want to hear lots of solo.
We make a custom CD, we send it to them.
All right, let's play a couple samples here.
All right.
Well, we've done it again. We've closed down Cybersmith. We're the last ones here. I think you were right, Andrew. I think what we've seen here is, like any band can publish their music, get out there on the web. I can get in there and play with it. It was pretty cool stuff.
I am resurrecting my music career.
Even you can get out there.
Yes,
right?
I want to create a website. I want to create an email list for all my fans and put my songs out there. If severe tire damage can do it, then I'm going to be able to do it.
You know, their CD is called Who Cares? When I was speaking to Steve and Russ, I said, where'd you get the name from? They said, well, this music is really lousy, but who cares? We're a band. We can publish. What'd you think tonight?
I just like that keyboard. That's just too much fun. I think I may resurrect my career. Wait a second. I might start my new career.
Did you have one?
Exactly. It was great.
I don't want to become a musician, but I think the idea that you can play with the music, get in there and do the mixing, actually play one of the instruments as we saw in the stuff I was looking at, I just think it's really cool stuff. Okay, we'll see you next week again here at the Internet Cafe.
The Internet Cafe is made possible in part by Intel. One innovative idea always leads to another. Now there are connected CD-ROMs that link rich multimedia with related information on the Internet. For connected CD-ROMs, it's the Intel Pentium processor.